What's up, movie lovers? I'm Mike, and this is Gotta Love Them Movies. Oh, you guys, welcome back. It is a glorious Tuesday afternoon. We weren't able to do a show yesterday. I hope you saw my tweet. I hope you saw the announcement that I put out both on Facebook and on YouTube. I had to work at my other job yesterday. So yesterday I flew to Tampa. I flew back last night. It was just a down and back turn, as we call it. So I just had to do a Florida turn. Easy peasy lemon breezy, lots of turbulence. It was awesome. We were kind of doing this whole thing in the air for a little while. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. Anyway, I'm safe. I'm fine. I'm back in the studio. So yeah, it's now time to, just chit chat about movies. This is, if you're new to Gotta Love Them Movies, welcome. This is just an online forum community where film fans get together and we kind of talk about our favorite things to talk about, movies and movie news and conjecture and speculation and what does this mean, and oh, did you see that new trailer, and all that stuff. And if you have any questions, please jump on down to the comment section below and write some questions, leave some remarks. Let's create this community, let's build this discussion forum. And somebody who is making a return appearance on Gotta Love Them Movies for his second time. You saw him last week. I believe it was last Tuesday, I believe, was the last time, Tuesday, David, that you were on. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii, please put your hands together for Mr. David K. Jones.
Hey, aloha, everybody.
David, how was your week been?
Tuesday.
Oh, I know, right? How's your week?
Yeah. It's been good. It's been good. Enjoying a long weekend. Saturday, we did our 14-hour Lost Marathon fundraiser for the food bank.
Yeah.
Raised $500 for that. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
Took all day.
And thank you again so much for having me on the podcast. We watched, I think it was season 5, episode 10. It was Saeed's backstory.
Yeah.
It was a weird one, and we really went off the rails. We talked about everything in between.
Yeah.
I think.
But you can't just talk about Lost for 15 hours, or then you'll go crazy.
Yeah.
Gotta find a talk about.
You'll go crazy talking about it, and you'll go crazy listening to it as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, David is here. I want to say in studio, but in his own studio out in out in Hawaii. Yeah. So just to give you a bit of a show rundown, this is everything that we're going to cover on the show today. First, I'm going to tell you, as always, how to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Then we're going to cover Toy Tuesdays. Today's Tuesday. We got to talk about toys, right? Then we're going to cover the movie news. You may have noticed that we're swapping movie news with Toy Tuesdays. That's a new thing. We're going to talk about that movie news, some breaking stories, and then we're going to open up the Gotta Love Them Movies mailbag and talk about the questions and things that you have previously sent in. And to end the show off, as always, we will talk and take your live questions and discuss all of that. So moving on, let's go ahead and jump right into Toy Tuesdays. This is Toy Tuesdays. As that opening was playing, I was thinking to myself, we skipped right over the YouTube stuff, but it's okay. It's all right. We'll jump back to the YouTube. I'll tell you how to subscribe and why that's important to subscribe on the YouTube page. But first, what is Toy Tuesdays? Toy Tuesdays is a free toy giveaway for my personal collection. As you see behind me, I have a lot of toys. I am a toy collector, and in order to collect more toys, I would like to get rid of a few. Some of the ones that don't quite hold it there in my heart. Now, there is no expense to the winner whatsoever, but you must adhere to the following conditions in order to qualify. First, you must be a subscriber to the Gotta Love Them Movies YouTube channel. 2, you must like and share this video on social media, whatever social media that is. Any of our videos, really. And then third, you need to comment, I say on this video, but it's really any video, the words Toy Tuesdays, and I'll tell you there's an additional prompt as well. Type the words Toy Tuesdays with the additional prompt, and I'll tell you what that is in the comment section below. But Mike, we can't watch this video live. We're watching it on YouTube. We're watching it on Facebook playback. That is not a problem. you are still eligible for Toy Tuesdays. Toy Tuesdays lasts the entire week from this Tuesday until next Tuesday. You have the opportunity to write the words Toy Tuesday plus the prompt, and you will qualify as long as you are a subscriber and you like and share this video. You will qualify. I keep monitoring all of the stuffs on the social medias. So don't worry about that. Now, you wonder, what is today's Toy Tuesday? Well, today's toy for Toy Tuesday is a really weird and ridiculous one. This is a plush toy. I don't know what this is called specifically, but it is a sausage. David, what would you call this? Is there anything that, like, as you're looking at this, is there anything that you would specifically describe this as?
It kind of looks like I want to say like a peanut, but like a long peanut. Like sometimes you get like a long one, like when the skin's still on.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
I think the most
Yeah. It's a weird,
important thing.
It's a weird, ridiculous little thing. So here we are, Toy Tuesdays. I got this at Denny's. You know, the restaurant Denny's, the classic breakfast place. This is a part of their Grand Slams collection.
Part of a set.
Maybe it does come apart as
like
part
an
of
egg guy and a bacon.
There's bacon. There's like a little pancake dude. But this is a plush sausage. I got it in one of those like grabber machines. Say what?
A claw machine. I love those.
Yeah, it was a little claw machine. I think I paid $1 for it. Now, what makes this unique is that they embroidered the face upside down. I don't know why the face has been embroidered upside down. He's wearing a little top hat, but the embroidery face is upside down. Now, this is the weirdest. This is one of the weirdest toys that I have in my collection. I know why I have it, but there's also the looming question, why do I have this in my collection? Anyway, if you guys want to win this plush Denny's sausage with an upside-down embroidery face, just jump down to the comment section below, type the words Toy Tuesdays with the prompt Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Grand Slam, Toy Tuesdays, just write the words Toy Tuesdays Grand Slam. Like this video, share this video, and be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, and you will qualify to win a plush sausage. David, how jealous are you of this, of whoever is the winner of this plush sausage?
I was just going to ask you, am I eligible as your guest on this episode to enter and win the sausage? Because I want this.
You are eligible.
Then yeah, I'm going to do it.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and share this video on social media, and comment the words Toy Tuesdays Grand Slam.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have any philatelists watching, but we all know that one stamp that's super rare and worth a lot of money where they printed the airplane upside down.
This is true.
This is the sausage version of that.
This is the Denny's plush toy sausage version of that. That is beautiful. Yeah, so that is this week's Toy Tuesday. Like I said, if you want to be eligible, just write the words Toy Tuesday Grand Slam, and you will be eligible to win this ridiculous piece of unique art.
Yeah,
we're gonna call it art.
great. I love it.
Why not? Okay, as we should have done earlier, I should have told you how to subscribe and why it's important to subscribe to the YouTube page. So we're just going to go ahead and cover that now. If you jump on over to youtube.com, type in the words, GottaLoveThemMovies. Like, David, who says youtube.com anymore? Is that a thing? I should have... Just YouTube.
I think we all get it. Yeah, we all know what it is.
You know what I'm talking about. Go over to youtube.com. Type in the words GottaLoveThemMovies. You'll see a little red box in the upper right hand corner. It says subscribe. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Now, by doing that, you are helping us to build the subscriber base. I say here on YouTube, but this is live streaming on Facebook. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're going to build our subscriber base on YouTube, and by doing that, you will help to increase awareness to other people about GottaLoveThemMovies. The more viewed content that I have on this particular channel, the easier it is for me to qualify, or rather, the faster it is I will qualify to start earning ad revenue on some of these videos. And that means I get to make this my full-time job. So if you like this content, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I can bring this to you all the time. And as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, this show will be moving from Facebook to YouTube. So again, just something to look out for in that regard. All right, I think it is about time. Let's go over and let's open up them Gotta Love Them Movies mailbag as soon as I find it. There we go. You guys, I'm doing the entire show completely out of order today. I'm jumping from one thing to the next. I think switching that, like the Toy Tuesdays with the movie news, that has completely thrown me. That has completely thrown me. I don't know what I'm doing with my life anymore. I say we're going to open up the Gotta Love Them Movies mailbag. It's way too early for that. It's way too early for that. What am I doing with my life?
What's the upside down sausage? It's got you all upside down now.
Oh, David, that is such a good point. The upside down sausage has got me feeling upside down. I see. This is what I feel like I am right now, but this is where I'm actually at. What a weird day. This is what happens when you go live, guys. This is what happens when you go live. All right, we already opened up the GLT mailbag, but we need to go back a little bit because we've got some movie news to cover first. This is stuff that is just breaking today, so let's go ahead and cover that movie news first.
What?
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 Okay, let's talk about this movie news. All right. So first and foremost, in the movie news, there are a few interesting things that's going on. It was just reported on today. Now, David, I don't know how big of a Venture Brothers fan you are. Venture Brothers has been going on for 17 years. This show has been on the air for 17 years, and they were just in the process of, or rather the creators, Christopher McCullough was in the process of writing season 8. It's an interesting concept because, you know, each season lasts 2 years on Adult Swim.
Right.
So he was in the process of writing season 8 when the news broke today on his Twitter page that the Venture Brothers television show has been canceled by Adult Swim. I know Venture Brothers was never one of those shows that was like super, it didn't mean a lot to me. There were a lot of friends from college, a lot of people like in the nerd geek sphere. If you're familiar with pop culture, you were definitely familiar with Venture Brothers. It was a parody of the old school Johnny Quest television show from the 60s and 70s. It had a hardcore following, and for those fans, this comes as a huge blow. David, have you heard of this? And what are your feelings on Venture Brothers being canceled?
It's like, I remember Venture Brothers, like when it came out, like I watched the first couple seasons and I really liked it, but then once I moved out of my parents' house and didn't have access to cable, I kind of just fell off. So if you had told me that Venture Brothers got canceled 10 years ago, I would have believed you. So I didn't even know if it was still going on. But it's a bummer because it's a good show, and I would like for it to keep going. And it sucks that they aren't able to keep it going, especially right now where they're canceling a lot of live-action TV shows and leaning more into animated shows because of COVID and everything. You'd think they would have kept it going. So
No, two questions for you. First of all, were you how big of a fan were you in this show? And two, do you think that one of the reasons for canceling the show is that, to your point, there's a lot more animated content being produced? Do you think that it was time? Do you think it kind of got played out a little bit and it kind of needed to end? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, probably. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I feel like I don't know how many other people are out there didn't know that Venture Brothers was still a show.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if most people don't even know your show is still on, it's probably time to cancel it, I guess.
That's kind of where I'm at. When I heard the news this morning, I was like, I guess it was still on. It's not on now, but I guess it was still on. It still had its fans. It doesn't hold to me in kind of the social consciousness of like a show like The Simpsons or Family Guy or Even like Bob's Burgers doesn't have that long of a history behind it, but it's the kind of show that I can see enduring, maybe 20
Right,
years.
yeah.
I Venture Brothers is, in my opinion, better in concept than the longevity of it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, to your point, it didn't really catch me off guard. The only point that did catch me off guard is, wait, Venture Brothers is still on the air?
Right.
To your point, David, I think it's been played out a little bit. I think in the social consciousness, not a lot of people knew it was still on, and for those people that were, kind of hardcore fans of the show, still holding on hope. It is, it's saddening for them that the story doesn't get to come or reach its natural conclusion, but
Right.
at the same time, it had a good run.
Yeah.
It had a good run.
It's been almost 20 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's time for it to go.
So, they always can do the thing like they did with Buffy and stuff. We just release one more season just as a comic book. That works.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Story. Yeah.
That's a great idea. Anyway, guys, what do you think of the Venture Brothers being canceled? Jump on down to the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Did you know it was being canceled? Do you have some insider information? Was there news that I missed from like a week ago or a few days ago? Does this hurt your heart, or are you just kind of like, yeah, no, this sounds about right? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys, let's move on to our next news bit of the day. This is coming to us from the Hollywood Reporter, and apparently the Toronto Film Festival is going to move forward with a mask-optional policy. I don't know how I feel about this. Actually, I do know how I feel about this, and I do not support this.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, no, definitely not a good idea at all. There are people who are in the industry, people who will be attending this particular event, and they are referring to this event as it could be a coronavirus super spreader.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with them. Anytime that you get a large body of people in one room together, or even it doesn't have to be a large body, anytime you get a group of people in a room together and you just decide to play a little fast and loose with safety procedure, this does not strike me as a good idea. Could this be a super spreader? I think it definitely could be. David, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely think that if you say mask optional, that means most people aren't going to be wearing a mask. I feel like, especially once you get in the movie theater and the lights go down, you can do whatever you want. And people generally do, right?
Now, what do you think are going to be? Is there any upside to this? Is there any upside to say that like it's possible that the population of Toronto, is it possible that the general population in North America, that the contagion, I guess, is kind of going down a little bit, and that we don't need to be quite as serious with this as what we have been in the past? Do you have a particular position on this?
I mean, I guess I haven't really been looking at the numbers and tracking. I don't know the science of it all. But it's totally possible that it could maybe not be as bad as we think. And it turns out, like, if this does go well, then that would be good for movie theaters around the country and everything. So they're saying, hey, it's actually possible to do it. I don't know if it really is, but it would be nice if it happened that way. I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be there.
No, yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. If I had the opportunity to go to the Toronto Film Festival and sit down and watch a few movies, be a part of the festival, be a part of the festivities, this does not seem... Now, the article goes on to say that it is... the policy is that you must wear a mask going into the theater. But once you sit down, you are allowed to take your mask off. And I kind of feel like that is the kind of thing that most people will be doing. I mean, I don't know about most, but that is the thing that some people most definitely will be doing around the country, around the world. You have to wear your mask in the theater. Well, when the lights go down and the movie starts, who is, going to be standing at the front of the theater with a flashlight monitoring this?
Right.
I don't... But then again, like, I don't condone an organization saying, you know what, if you want to take your mask off, okay. I prefer to have some modicum of, you know, some kind of a policy in place just to say, guys, like, leave your masks on, do it.
Right.
But I also understand, you know, from a money, from a marketing perspective, you need to get butts in seats. And I just don't think this is a smart or a clever way to go about doing this. Do you have any thoughts on, like, how, like, anything that I might be missing or something that I'm not considering?
Like, I mean, I've seen this every other film festival in the last year. They've just gone virtual, and I'm sure that they don't make as much money, especially the theaters and stuff, but it's a much better idea. And also, thinking about movie theaters, like, have you ever touched the floor of a movie theater with your bare skin? Like, they're
no,
not.
I don't think I ever have.
No, you shouldn't. Don't do that, because they're not clean places.
Question is, guys, have you ever touched the bottom of the floor of a movie theater with your bare skin? I sure hope you haven't. Have you heard about this opportunity? Have you heard about people attending the Toronto Film Festival having masks be optional? Do you, like, where do you stand on it? Do you feel comfortable if you went to the Toronto Improv Festival? If you went to the Toronto, I've been many times, by the way, to the Toronto Film Festival. Would you feel comfortable in a room with other group of people where masks are optional, or do you stand very hard and fast on the everybody has to wear a mask policy? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, we have one last breaking news thing of the day. And sorry, I'm receiving a phone call right now, which I need to decline very quickly. Okay, moving on to the very last news bit of the day. This is coming to us from Collider, and all over the internet, really, because it just kind of came out this morning. The Dune trailer. There's a Dune teaser trailer, or as I would put it, a Dune teaser trailer. The trailer drops tomorrow for Dune. We don't know if it's going to be a full trailer or if it's an announcement trailer or a teaser trailer or what, but there is about a 20 second trailer or video that dropped today announcing the Dune trailer comes out tomorrow. It's not that it's interesting from the fact that, oh, hey, we're going to get the Dune trailer tomorrow, but in terms of, like, the content that they provide in the trailer itself, it's not all that exciting. I mean, the music is really cool. They as this article in Collider says, fear is the mind killer is one of the quotes from the trailer. I couldn't quite tell who was speaking. It could have been Timothée Chalamet. I think his voice is a little too high pitched, high register for the quote that came out. But it looks intriguing. It looks intriguing. And of course, Denis Villeneuve is one of my favorite filmmakers right now. I'm excited for this movie because of Denis Villeneuve. The rest of the content, like everything that I know about Dune, which is very little. I never read the book. I never saw the original miniseries or the movie. I'm not that familiar with Dune. How about you, David? Have you seen the original Dune? Have you read the book? Are you familiar with, this particular brand of sci-fi? Where did this announcement trailer land with you?
Well, like my experience with Dune is weird. Like, I saw it when I was sleepover when I was like 12. So my friend was like, "Oh, you really like Star Wars? Well, this is basically just as good as Star Wars. Watch this with me." And the whole time I was watching it going, "This isn't as good as Star Wars." So I never gave Dune a good chance. And it's been over 20 years. I should go back and actually watch it as a movie. But yeah, so I was never a big Dune guy. So it's cool that they're remaking it. I'll check it out, but I'm not super excited about it. It never made anything to me.
Well, it didn't make your top 10 list last week. So it made my top 10 list only because of Denis Villeneuve. Everything else, I'm like, meh. But, Timothée Chalamet, he's one of those actors that I don't want to like, but I do. Like every now and again you come across an actor who has this weird quality about them that you look at and you're like, I don't want to like your work. But the fact of the matter is that you're a good actor. You're good at what you do. So Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, who else? Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista, Javier Bardem, who else? Jason Momoa. There's other people I know I'm leaving out.
Wow. Yeah.
Can't think off the top of my head, but it's got a great cast. It's got a great director. I believe I have to fact check myself on this. Is Hans Zimmer doing the music for this film?
I don't know. That sounds right. It seemed like very.
Go ahead and vamp for a
Zimmery,
second.
like-
I'm gonna look this up on IMDb. I just want to see if Hans Zimmer is in fact doing the music for this. So what are you? While I'm looking this up, what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on music and film in general?
I think we're gonna get to it in a little bit when we're talking about the new animated Jurassic Park show coming on. I watched the trailer for that.
Oh yeah.
And when in the background they play some of the original Jurassic Park theme, I think John Williams does. Whenever I hear any of his like movie score stuff, it like makes me feel nice and warm inside.
That is most definitely something that I would like to explore later as we go through. Let's see. Doop boop boop doop doo. Oh man, this is taking a while. See full cast list. I don't need the full cast list. Oh man, this is more information. Production. You know
So
what?
comment below what your favorite Hans Zimmer movie scores are. Hashtag.
Inception rate is quite high on my list.
Yeah.
I'll look it up later. I don't want to waste time, looking it up or whatever. But have you guys seen the new announcement trailer? Are you excited for it? Are you excited for the trailer for tomorrow? Does it raise your interest level or excitement level for the movie at all? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, so with all of the movie news down and out of the way, now it's time to open up the Gotta Love Them Movies mailbag, something that, I tried to do earlier, but now it is actually time for. So here you go, the Gotta Love Them Movies mailbag. You guys, we are going to take your previously emailed questions, and if you want to get a question through the mailbag on the show, go ahead and send me an email at GottaLoveThemMovies@gmail.com, and just let me know what's on your mind. Is there a piece of news that I missed? Is there something that's not on my radar? Something that I'm not aware of? Something that maybe you heard on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, because we all know the internet never lies to us. It's all truth all the time. So send me an email at GottaLoveThemMovies@gmail.com. I want to know what's on your mind. Is there any main topics that you want to discuss? Anything that you have a question about? Let me know. I'll research it and we'll talk about it. Okay, so with that, moving on, we only have 2 emails for the day. So email number 1 comes to us from Reed from Salt Lake City, Utah, and Reed says, "Hey Mike, did you see this last weekend that videos and set photos came out from Mission Impossible 7 of Tom Cruise jumping a BMX bike off of a ramp, then being caught mid-air by a wire? If so, what kind of stunt do you think they're gearing up for? And don't you think it's a bit small when compared to the massive stunts the franchise has come to be familiar with, like the Halo jump or the hanging off of an airplane stunt?" And yes, for anyone who is not familiar with what Reed is talking about, this is a really interesting kind of. For me, it's a breath of fresh air. I love Mission Impossible. I dare say that I like Mission Impossible better than I like James Bond right now. That may change. But for the here and now, the Mission Impossible franchise has been more consistent with its quality, and I feel that they are producing better action, better stunts, more interesting things to do with their franchise, and I will go so far as to say that the last 2 movies, Rogue Nation and Fallout, are a better version or incarnation of what was the last movie? Spectre, James Bond Spectre. Specifically when you compare Spectre against Fallout, I believe they came out the same year, which is correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the only year that both a Mission Impossible movie and a James Bond movie were released in the same year, I believe. You can fact check me on that, but I believe. So, Mission Impossible 7 is back in production in Norway, I believe. And here, let me go ahead and play. I'm going to show you, a couple of set photos. Here's a set photo that Christopher McQuarrie, the director of the film, posted on his Instagram over the weekend. And this is a massive ramp. If you couldn't already tell, it's a huge ramp that just kind of goes off into the void, overlooking these majestic mountains. Through the north of Norway. If we move on, I don't know who this is. Zach Meshiel? Who knows who this person is? But on his Twitter,
if you're Facebook friends with him, tag him down below, and we'll ask him.
That'd be great. Great idea.
Yeah.
Or on Twitter, somebody tag him on Twitter and say, "Hey, Zach Meshiel, Meshiel." Again, who knows who this guy is? Who knows where he's from? But he posted this, the following video. There's no audio, so I'm just going to go ahead and play this for you. He posted this video on his Twitter. Now, this is Tom Cruise. It's possible that some of these shots are of a stuntman, but given some of the shots that are coming up, you can see fairly close up. It is Tom Cruise himself doing these stunts. He is driving a motorbike off of a ramp into a massive gorge, into a huge ravine, and then he opens up a parachute and he lands right there. You can see there are clearer shots, not in this particular photo, or not in this particular video. But there are other shots of Tom Cruise's face close up in the parachute. And it is him.
Thanks.
David, what were you what were you just about to say?
What? Oh, I was just thinking, I don't know if anyone's seen him since then, but maybe he landed safely down in that valley between the mountains and got lost.
I mean, there are no news reports of Tom Cruise dying over this weekend, so presumably he was safe.
He'd just be missing. Yeah, I don't know. If this is just the last video anyone's seen of him, I don't know. Also, I just looked it up. He's a year younger than my dad, and I can't see my dad riding a motorcycle at all, or riding a motorcycle off of a cliff.
Wow. Now that's incredible. Okay, so we've seen this video a couple of times now. Let's jump back. Reed, I want to go back to your question for a second, because in your question, you said that he drives a BMX bike off of a ramp and then he's caught midair by a wire. That him being caught by a wire is not in this video. There are other videos online of him being caught by a wire. I assume the wire work is one of two things: either A, just him practicing or leading up to the actual jumping off the motorcycle and opening his parachute, or two, it's possible that this is going to be a series of shots. I have a feeling that this particular stunt that he's doing is not it's not going to be the big stunt of the movie. I don't think it's the big stunt. It might be. I don't think it's the big stunt. Each Mission Impossible movie, they try to outdo themselves, try to make it bigger and better and crazier and crazier. Once he was literally hanging off the side of the tallest building in the world in Dubai. The next movie, he, was attached to an airplane as it took off. And then in the last movie, he did the halo jump, for real, something that only special ops people in the military do, which is extremely dangerous. So in this movie, so far, all we know is that he's on a motorbike, he jumps off into a ramp, he, lets his parachute go and whatever. I have a couple of thoughts, Dave. Can I call you Dave?
Sure.
I have a few thoughts. Are you familiar? Do you remember the movie GoldenEye? with Pierce Brosnan. It was, 1995. It was Pierce Brosnan's first outing as James Bond. And in the opening sequence, there's that moment where James Bond takes his motorcycle, jumps off of a cliff, and then just kind of like floats and, maneuvers through the air until he gets inside of the airplane, and then he pulls the airplane up and then flies to safety. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. It's possible this might be a similar situation. Where Ethan Hunt needs to catch some kind of an airplane or, get away from the bad guy or something. So, I mean, yeah, obviously he's jumping off in order to either get to safety or get away from safety. Right. The other thought that is flowing through my mind is this is going to be a series of shots where he jumps his BMX bike off of the ramp. And then we see him floating through the air doing this thing. We see him floating through the air doing that thing. It's possible that there's going to be a series of cuts where he does high-flying, death-defying type stunts on his own, but cut together in the context of the movie will create a bigger and better sequence than what we're just seeing here. Do you have any other thoughts? Like, what could this mean? What is this?
Yeah. I mean, I would expect it to be him being chased by somebody, some bad guys or something. He's got to get away from him. But it's totally possible that he's just, riding his motorcycle and then realizes, oh no, this bridge isn't complete. I have to bail now. Luckily, I have my parachute on me. It's like the.
I love that idea that, oh no, the bridge isn't complete. What do I do? Good thing I've got this parachute on me.
Yeah. I should have learned Norwegian. That's what those signs are saying.
That would be brilliant. But he's Ethan Hunt, so I don't know.
Yeah, probably would know, or someone on his team would at least tell him, "Hey, the bridge is out." But yeah. Also, the video that I saw of him with the wire on his back, they said he practiced 4 times jumping the motorcycle off of the bridge, but without the parachute. So they launched at least 4 motorcycles just into that valley, and I hope that somebody went and recovered them, and they're not just sitting there in a tree somewhere.
On some of the videos, they show a cable or a line attached to the motorcycle as it's also attached to Tom Cruise. So I would assume that the motorcycle goes off the bridge, and then they just kind of hoist it back to where it should be. Anyway,
there's a pile of motorcycles.
That would be wonderful.
Alley floor.
That would actually be kind of a great experiment. Have you seen the YouTube channel How Ridiculous? Where they just drop stuff off of a huge. Sometimes they go to around the world to these massive cliffs and just drop things. They'll drop a car, or maybe they'll have a giant axe, a giant axe, and they'll drop a car on the axe to see if. Will the car split in 2, or will it just stop on the axe or whatever? I don't know. Maybe they're doing something like that. Let's see how many times we can get this motorcycle to land in the same spot every single time. Question is, guys, have you seen all of these set photos and videos of Tom Cruise jumping off of a cliff into a massive ravine in the middle of Norway? What do you think about that? Do you think it's crazy? Do you think this is going to be the big stunt of the movie? I personally don't think so. I think they're going to keep the big stunt of the movie a little more secretive. This is just day one. This is day one of coming back to production after the coronavirus shutdown, lockdown. So I think this is their kind of way of saying, hey, look, we're getting back into production. We are, excited about this. We hope you're excited about this. Let's keep this buzz going. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think there's going to be a bigger stunt later on, or do you think this is it? Do you think they're going to cut all of these scenes together to create one big massive thing? Jump on down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys, we have one last email to check out, and this email, if I can find it, comes to us from Catherine right here in New York City. And Catherine says, yo! I feel like every time she sends me an email, it always starts with yo. Catherine says, yo, did you see the new trailer for Jurassic World's new Netflix show, Camp Cretaceous? And I am honored to say I have. If you didn't already know, there's a new animated show on Netflix called Camp Cretaceous. It's kind of piggybacking off of the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park franchise. This is a television show animated through DreamWorks, and yeah, there was a trailer that dropped for it a few days ago, on September 1st, actually. The first trailer, official first trailer for it, dropped, and I will offer my thoughts about it in a moment, but I'm more interested to see what David's thoughts of this trailer are. Dave, did you see the trailer, and what was your general reaction to it?
I did see the trailer. Every time I see Jurassic Park stuff, part of it excites me because like the original Jurassic Park is a personal favorite of mine, and a lot of people, I'm sure, especially anyone my age, who was like, I don't know, fourth grade when it came out, which is like prime dinosaur time anyways. Like Jurassic Park was the first movie I ever saw twice in a movie theater.
It's a good one to see.
So I'm always going to check out whatever the new Jurassic Park stuff is, even if I'm not totally satisfied with them.
So that was an interesting build-up to your main point, which doesn't see. You don't offer me the greatest encouragement of this particular property. Are you more thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs sideways on this one?
I think I'm thumbs sideways, just because another thing is we talked about before, like I never get that excited for stuff that's made for kids. Like that's cool for kids, but not for me. So it's not going to be made for me anyways. But yeah, it's the thing about Jurassic Park is like it's always kind of the same story of like here there's a bunch of people hanging out with these dinosaurs in this park, and now the dinosaurs are out, and nobody looking their lines. So it's how many times can you tell that same plot?
I kind of find myself on a similar plane as you, David. I'm always excited when a new Jurassic Park property is announced or is in production or development. I think it's exciting. I love the concept of dinosaurs. I remember I was 11 years old when the first Jurassic Park came out, and it was the first movie I ever got to see in theaters without my parents. It was my brother's birthday. We got together. I had no idea what this movie was. No clue. It was all of a sudden, hey, it's your brother's birthday. He wants to go see a movie for his birthday, but, without mom and dad. So we got a couple of family friends together, like our age, other kids. And so David and Todd, I honestly don't remember what their last name was. So it was my brother, myself, David, and Todd, and we all went to go see Jurassic Park together, and I was floored. I was completely enamored with this movie. I had no clue what it was, and it hit me with this force of excitement and interest and mystery and magic. I often refer to this movie as a magical experience for me, because it was the first time that I ever recall seeing or like being transported to another world and seeing something completely impossible come to life. And the imagination that sparked inside of me meant everything. It meant the entire world to me. So anytime that I see another Jurassic Park or Jurassic World property and development, now I hated the last movie. Fallen Kingdom was terrible.
Yeah.
But I'm always intrigued, and I love this idea of like, let's keep this franchise going. Like every movie since the first Jurassic Park has been subpar. Every single one. But I still kind of love that the franchise keeps going, and we get to see more tales, expand the world a little bit. And with this particular animated show, I love that it's happening. I love that this is happening. The animation does not look very good to me, but then again, it's also geared towards a younger audience.
Right.
I'd say this audience is geared towards maybe like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, somewhere in through there. I would have liked to have seen an animation style similar, or maybe a little bit more adult animation. I don't want to say like mature audience type things, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse had a more adult looking animated look to it, right? I would have enjoyed something a little bit more grown up in that regard. The themes of the movie could be really interesting, but again, as you point out, David, the idea of, hey, how many times can we go back to Jurassic Park? Let's explore a new area where dinosaurs roam free and not expect to get hurt.
Right.
Oh no, the dinosaurs chasing us. It's incredibly frustrating because this concept has been played out over 5 movies and now a brand new television show, same concept, and the 6th movie is in production. They're filming it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we get it. You don't think you're going to be in danger, and then you are in danger, and oh no. Do you think that there's any hope for this television show that it is going to be better than 50%?
I think when you're looking at it, there's a lot of characters in it. There's like 5 or 6. It seems like of these kids. So I think a lot of it's just going to depend on like these characters and their relationships and stuff. There's a lot of storytelling room they have to make a good show, or it can be just kids running away from dinosaurs, which is still fun, but it wouldn't be anything to talk about.
I agree. If that's all it is, it wouldn't be anything to talk about. It wouldn't be interesting. It wouldn't, like, where's my entry point? Why am I watching this show? Kind of thing. Anyway, guys, have you had a chance to see the new trailer for Jurassic? I guess it's Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous is the moniker on it. Yeah. What did you think of it? Did you have a different reaction to it? Are you hopeful for it? Are you looking forward to it? I am most definitely going to watch this show. I am not the demographic that the show is targeting.
Right.
It still holds my interest because it's Jurassic Park and dinosaurs and all that stuff, and I think that'll be really cool. What are your thoughts? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know what they are. All right, guys. We only have one segment left to cover, and that is your live questions. So let's go ahead and jump into your live questions. Let's see what you got to say there.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Live questions. It is time for some live questions, you guys. And you've been sending in live questions all show long. So let's go ahead and start reading some of these, shall we?
Yeah.
Lynn Ritz. Lynn Ritz, a very good friend of mine who's currently living outside of San Diego. Wonderful, wonderful human being. Lynn Ritz says, "Hi, Mike." And I would like to say, "Hi, Lynn. How are you, my friend? I hope you're well and good." Next comment is from Lacey Jacoby, a very good friend from high school. Un de fromage, I believe, was our, I think that was the thing that we used to say to each other all the time. I have no idea what the lead up to that was. It was just fromage. We'd always say fromage to each other. Yeah. Cheese. Hysterical. She says, "Hi, Mike," with a little kissy face. Well, hi, Lacey, with a mwah, kissy face right back to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the community. Our next comment comes from someone who is currently my special guest on the show.
No.
David says, "Toy Tuesday Grand Slam." If you are just tuning in, this is our Toy Tuesday for the day. Our toy giveaway is a ridiculous plush toy of a sausage from Denny's restaurant. So by commenting the words "Toy Tuesday Grand Slam," David is now in the running to win a plush sausage with an upside down face. So weird, so strange. Lacey Jacoby says, "You should be the upside down sausage for Halloween." That's not a bad idea.
No.
That's not a bad idea. David, let me get you up on screen here. If you were to be a sausage for Halloween, would you go upside down face or right side up face, and why?
I would absolutely go upside down face, because by Halloween I'll be the proud owner of this upside down sausage, and so that I can show people, I'll bring it with me, and I can show people this is why I'm the upside down sausage, because I have this upside down sausage. Isn't it cool? And everyone will be like, "Yeah, this is like the coolest thing you could win off of a Facebook Live show." No, actually, there's other cool stuff you can win. Just tune into them.
Just not
Mike
this
Brown's
week.
We Gotta Love That Movies.
Just not this
Tuesdays.
week.
Yeah.
This is the coolest.
Not that particular toy.
The coolest thing you could win this week is a plush
and that
sausage.
also, it makes me think of an idea for a Halloween costume that I want to do one day, and it's get a rhinoceros costume, right?
Okay.
But wear it upside down, but and then have it like up to my chest is like sticking out, and shirtless, and I'm coming out of the bottom of it, like between the legs. So basically, it's Ace Ventura from Ace Ventura 2.
That,
Being given
When Nature Calls, yeah.
Yes.
That's when you started describing this. I'm like, this sounds vaguely familiar to me, and yeah, it totally was. Yeah. So I would like to know, what are your thoughts for Halloween costumes? Let me know in the comment section below. I have a few thoughts myself. Matthew Wiles writes, haven't read the Dune books, but was aware of them as a kid. Dune has been in limbo for years of will they, won't they do it. I think that means I think that means loads of rewrites. So I'm excited because it's sci-fi, but nervous. Yeah, I think you have a right to be nervous. Dune is one of those properties that is never. First of all, there's 2 incarnations of it, right? Am I wrong on this? There's the movie, and then wasn't there like a television series, like a mini series that didn't go well? Am I wrong?
I think that sounds familiar. I didn't
Hold
watch
on,
it.
let's
though.
go back to IMDb. Let's see what.
Yeah.
Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so IMDb is showing there are 2 different versions of Dune. No, wait, 2018. What is this? Nope, that's a completely different thing. More titles and matches. Let's see what this brings up. Okay, I was correct. There is Dune from 1984, the movie directed by Fincher. David Fincher, thank you.
No, Lynch.
It is
David Lynch.
I get them confused all the time. I do this all the time. Okay, 1984, David Lynch. Then there was a mini series done in the year 2000.
Wow.
Excuse me. This is starring William Hurt, Alec Newman, a whole bunch of people I've never heard of. So there was that, and it currently on IMDb it has a 7.1 out of 10 rating. So that's not terrible. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's the 2020 version of Dune. Okay, cool. So there's 3 versions of Dune. This is the kind of property that his, and plus there was also Jodorowsky's Dune. Do you remember the documentary of that? Did you hear of that, David?
No.
So there was a Polish filmmaker. I don't remember his first name. His last name was Jodorowsky, and there was a whole documentary of how. And this predates David Lynch's Dune. Excuse me. This predates David Lynch's Dune, where in the late 70s, it was right after Star Wars. He wanted to use Dune as a platform for a massive blockbuster. Star Wars was exactly that, a massive blockbuster. But the studios, as they started getting into pre-production, started realizing this is going to cost way more money, and it's way riskier because we don't know about this genre. Sci-fi films just weren't really done on that level in the late 70s. Like Star Wars hit it big. Like they were lucky.
Right.
But it was a huge risk. So we've never seen this level ever done before with this property, especially considering how massive of an epic this is. Do you have other thoughts on that, David?
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those things. Like, there's so many sci-fi movies that come out that are based on books and that are almost always disappointing, especially for the fans. So I'm worried that it won't be great, but then again, I don't really care.
But in the end, I don't really care.
I don't really care, but that seems to be the pattern. So you never really have that high of expectations.
Right. We'll just have to wait to see. Now, I do know that it's slated to come out this December. It's possible it will get pushed back to 2021. It's possible, but for now, the studio is saying they're going to hold their 2020 release date. So we'll see.
We're probably going to see how the Toronto Film Festival goes. And make a decision. Also, I'm curious if for any of the viewers who want to post down in the comments, like what sci-fi movies came out that were based on books that were actually good, that like they really liked. Because it's hard to think of ones that were like really good.
Sci-fi and fantasy it's like that one genre that, sometimes it's fantasy, sometimes it's more sci-fi, but it all kind of gets lumped in together. Like Lord of the Rings is clearly fantasy, but depending on who you talk to, it could be sci-fi.
Yeah.
Could be. Anyway, yeah.
Could be. Yeah. So anything like that, any of those types of things.
I would be very interested in
Like
hearing
to
that as
know.
well.
Yeah.
Matthew Weil says, music is so important for me in a film. My first movie album I bought was Gladiator. It was so amazing as a score. Correct. Hans Zimmer,
Yeah.
again. More recently, the slowed down Star Wars music in Rise of Skywalker made me emotional, so immediately downloaded it. If only the film was better. Yeah, you're right. The music of Rise of Skywalker is one of the best aspects of it. The film score, John Williams, I don't want to say he outdid himself. I think he...
It's a high bar with John Williams.
Wait, say it again?
I feel like it's a high bar with John Williams to say he outdid himself because so much of what he does is so iconic.
Yeah.
That to outdo it all, it'd be a feat. But just doing good for John Williams is still really great.
It's true, yeah. The first time I heard the score to Harry Potter and I knew that it was John Williams, I was like, oh, is this all he's got? But then over time, I really got into that. And I just thought, like, this is perfect. This is exactly what this movie needs and is called for. I thought it was genius. I thought it was brilliant. But yeah, what was
John Williams' music is why every time I watch a Star Wars movie trailer, I end up crying. Like I tear up because of some song that's in there.
Right?
It does it to me. Yeah.
Matthew, you said your first movie album you bought was Gladiator. David, have you ever owned a soundtrack? Like, did you ever seek out a score of a film on like CD or tape or digital download? Was there anything specifically that you sought after for the score? What was it?
Well, Star Wars. Originally, I got the CDs for like a 2-disc score soundtrack thing when I was 12 or 13, and then more recently, I found the Top Gun soundtrack on vinyl at a thrift store.
The soundtrack or the score?
The soundtrack. Okay.
Still, Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
It's genius.
And I got the score to My Name is Dolomite a few months ago. That's just fun. Just fun. I think Craig Robinson did a lot of that music, so that's cool.
The first CD I ever owned was the soundtrack. It wasn't the score, but it was the soundtrack to Sister Act. That was the first CD I ever owned. And I believe that was the first soundtrack I ever owned. Wow. My second and third CDs were both scores.
Right.
And I got them at the same time. I think it was Christmas. I got them both on Christmas Day. And it was the soundtrack, or rather the score to Jurassic Park. And this might blow your socks off, but it was the score to Cinderella on Ice.
Wow.
Ice Capades.
Did you see Cinderella on Ice, or just get the score?
I saw it. We went down to Pittsburgh. I think it was like a birthday thing, or maybe that's what I got them for. I think I got them for my birthday, and I was so excited. I was like, "This is so good!"
Right.
Of course, I was 9, 10, like something like that, and I was blown away by the music from Cinderella on Ice. It was crazy. And that does it, I think, for our live comments today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of the community. Huge thanks to Dave Jones. Thank you for joining us. David, where can people find you online, and tell us about your projects that you're working on?
Yeah, you can find me online at What Bro Pod is my podcast. We're watching Lost backwards. We're just starting to record new episodes since COVID. We've kind of taken a break for like the last 6 months because we're lazy, but we're getting back into it. So check it out. We just raised $500 for the food bank. We're going to keep doing this kind of marathon fundraiser things whenever we can. And you can also just find my personal Instagram at DKJ for breakfast, the number 4, because I eat ice cream every day for breakfast. And that will be 6 years, I think next week, of eating ice cream every day.
Wait, you eat ice cream every single day of your life, period?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's a chore now, but yeah, it's fun. And I've been getting in better shape as I've been doing it.
You say it's a chore. Why is it a chore to eat ice cream every single day?
Well, because I am almost 2,200 days into it. And yeah, it's just like a thing that I have to do. And I'll miss a day every once in a while and have to double up the next day. So like then I feel bad. Like it's a thing that's on my calendar. I have to do every day. And yeah, I mean, nobody dislikes eating ice cream.
Okay,
but,
let me follow this up.
you know.
Why have you given yourself this challenge? I mean, because I think this is one of those things that we all, for our viewers, this is literally the first I'm hearing of this. Like when you're a kid, you always think like, oh, I'm going to eat ice cream every single day when I'm an adult because I get to do what I want. Why have you given yourself this challenge?
'Cause I thought it was funny. First of all, I think it's funny. I think it's funny, but only because I've been doing it and I've been losing weight. I'm in better shape now than I was, 7 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
I'm better shape at 35 than I was at 29 because I've been eating ice cream every day.
Do you ever substitute shave ice for ice cream? Or
Um,
it's got to be ice
Only
cream?
when I get shave ice with ice cream on the bottom. Like there actually has to have actual ice cream. Except for one time I did frozen yogurt because I was stuck in the airport in Philadelphia and they didn't have any ice cream places, but they did have Menchie's.
What about vegan ice cream?
I wouldn't count that because it has to have actual cream
Okay.
in it for it to count.
Interesting.
Otherwise, it's a sherbet or a popsicle or something.
Wow.
It's a different thing.
Okay, we have a brand new comment that just came in, and we have to address this.
Yes.
David is Hawaii. Oh, sorry. I was like, what? It should read David, comma, is Hawaii really a paradise? I imagine
Yeah.
outside of your window is palm trees, crashing waves, and amazing sunsets constantly. Can you,
Right.
I don't know if it's possible to get a little view outside of your window, but
Yeah.
what is it like living in Hawaii every day of your life?
Yeah. The weather is great. Like that's great. It's awesome that there are everyone's really nice. The Aloha spirit is a big thing here. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna get my. That's my view. That's Diamond Head back there. So if you ever see any postcards or anything from Oahu, that'll always kind of be in the background.
And off to the
so I get to see that at my
Off
window.
to the right of Diamond Head, the mountain. Diamond Head is the mountain, like the mountain peak.
Yeah,
Now,
sure.
correct me if I'm wrong, but that's downtown Waikiki.
Yeah, that's Waikiki. So that's where all the hotels and stuff
Okay.
are over there. Yeah. And there's a little square of ocean you can see if you look real close between some of those buildings. I have a tiny bit of an ocean view, but not much.
Tiny bit of an ocean. That's
Yeah.
a gorgeous view. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Huge thanks to David for being on the show. Thanks to everybody who left a comment and is part of the film fan community and just keeping these discussions going. So thank you for that. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and email me those questions at, if I can bring this up, email me at GottaLoveThemMovies@gmail.com. If anybody wants to be in the running to win a plush sausage with an upside down face embroidered on it,
I love
just
that.
comment Toy Tuesdays Grand Slam.
Yeah, you can just copy and paste my comment. It's already there.
Oh, that's true.
that.
That's a fair
You don't
point.
have to type it.
Copy and paste away. All right, guys, this will do it for me. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what my upside down faced sausage from Denny's would want you to do before it finds a new home. Maybe in Hawaii, maybe in a different place of the world. Who knows? Anyway, guys, we live in a weird world, so please speak kind words to each other. Please listen to each other, and let's try to spread the love. My name is Mike Brown, and until tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.